What's up, Tech Heart? Have you guys been seeing these RAM, NVMe, and even hard drive prices? I know y'all have, we're nerds, right? A couple years ago, I ordered 5 18 terabit hard disks for a NAS that I set up in my home lab. I think I paid like $170 per hard drive, recertified with 2-year warranties. Today, I go over the same server part deals, and those 18 terabit hard drives are between $390 and $450 a piece. And don't get me started on NVMes. If you need an NVMe right now, you better just dig around in your closet and hope you got one. Today's video, we're going to talk about old hardware that we might have hanging around our house. You might have a ThinkPad T480, which is still a beast of a machine, if I do say so myself. Something a little bit older, like, some old MacBook Air. And we want to get more use. We want to reuse, recycle, and repair. So today, I'm going to take one of the oldest netbooks that I have in my home. It's an old, 2007 Acer, one of those EPC kind of looking things. It's a netbook. It's an Intel Atom at 1.6 gigahertz with only 1 gigabyte of RAM. That's basically not enough to do anything. We're going to dive on into this puppy though and see if we can give it a couple more years. Is it going to be a fail or are we going to win big? Let's go, rock stars! Boom! Okay, first things first, we'll boot into the BIOS. So I think I have to press the F2 key on this particular Acer. And I'll tell you what is going to be our first step, which you might not have thought about. This USB stick is Rescuezilla, and first we're going to back up this Acer as it is. So let me insert my Rescuezilla USB, and then over here in the boot priority, and cool, I already have the USB HDD as the first disk. So that's fine. I'll save and exit, and that way it should boot the USB stick first. So let's make sure we get Rescuezilla. Bango! I'd also like to talk about why am I using such an old computer to demonstrate this to you guys. This is like a 2005 or 2007 computer, something like a 1 gigahertz processor and only 1 gigabit RAM. We can upgrade it to 2, but it's going to be much lower quality than most of the things you guys are going to use. Also, this is a 32-bit architecture computer, which gives us another challenge, which you guys probably won't encounter, even if you're using pretty old hardware. All this to say, it really doesn't matter what you use, we can recycle, reuse, and give new life to almost anything. Cool. And now with Rescuezilla loaded, we can just come over here and click Backup. There we go. We have a 150 gigabyte Hitachi drive. We could select that and go to Next. We'll select all of the partitions so we get a complete copy of the internal hard drive, and then we'll just select the destination drive of where we want to back it up. I've already done this, but I just wanted to talk really quickly about backing up the computer as is so you do have that copy for later. Now, let's jump into some other cool stuff that we can give new life to this computer with. Are you ready? Let's go! Now that we're all backed up, let's boot in. This is just the system as it was. Now, since this one was old, I think we got Windows 7 on there. Not too much useful in 2026. And there's going to be another problem, I think. Unless the password is password, which it's not, how can we get into the OS that's already installed on the system? Well, this bad mamma jamma right there is a USB stick with a tool called MediCat installed. MediCat is kind of like a recovery boot disk, and it has many Windows utilities. I'll flash all the info on screen, but I'm going to plug this bad boy in, and I'll give the system a reboot. Now note, I already have it booting to USB stick first from that earlier step, so it should boot right in. Let's see. I think it's going. Yeah, here we have MediCat. Let me get zoomed in a little bit better for y'all. Yeah, I guess that's a little better. We could go down here to, I think, password removal. Let's check out those tools. And yeah, Jayro's Lockpick. This should help us out. I'm going to boot into Jayro's Lockpick. Boom! Lockpick.wim. Bang! It boots into kind of a Windows 10 environment, but I think we should still have some Windows 7 tools inside of here. Okay, so once we boot up, we have many different options here. Fast boot detect, reset hibernation, Windows login unlocker, and bypass Windows password. There's also reset Windows password. Now I'm not sure if this is for Windows 7, but let's see. I guess what we want to do is reset the Windows password. Let's click that. And here it says recovery mode, SAM, work with regular user accounts. Yeah, I think that's us. So let's click next. And hopefully it's those default settings. Click next again. Now this, I have it covered up, but this lets us see our password hint. But that makes no sense to me. We'll click next again. And here we go. We can type right here new password, and I'll change it to password. All right, and then I'll click reset change. Okay, it says the account has been modified. New password is password. I'm not going to close that. I want to go check out real quick the administrator account just to see. We'll bounce right through here again. And I'm going to click on administrator and just do the same thing. New password. Let's change it. And all right. Now I'll reboot this puppy again and see if we can get in. I'll remove the MediCat USB. And now can we get in? Look at that! We're in, dog! So that's how you can get back into the main OS that was on your computer. Pretty spiffy, huh? So now let's burn a new OS. Over here on the TechHeart computer, we have a web browser pulled up at archive.org, and we have a terminal open. Over here, I'll search for Windows. Now this computer is wicked old, dog! So we're gonna search for a Windows 7 ISO. This will let us burn a Windows 7 installation disk. Now here's one by Microsoft, so I'll click that, and I think I can download the ISO image. Right here, dog! We're gonna go ahead and grab the x86 version. So I'll let that download. Boom! Bob's your uncle. Go, 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 go. Okay, now that that sucker's downloaded, we can burn the ISO to a USB stick. I have a spare USB stick inserted into this computer, and we're gonna use the terminal to burn this ISO. However, if you were scared to use the terminal, you could use an app like Balena Etcher. That's for Mac OS, Linux, or Windows. Or if you're on Windows, you can also use Rufus. First thing is we have to find out where our USB stick is. So I'll run disk-util list. I think it's this dev disk 4, because I have a 32 gigabyte USB stick inserted. So the actual location of the disk is /dev/disk4. Why does that matter? Well, we'll make sure that we do a disk-util unmount disk on that dev disk 4. That'll make sure it's not mounted. And now we can do a sudo dd if equals, and then we'll point to that ISO that we just downloaded. So sudo dd if equals, and the path to our ISO, and then of equals /dev/disk4. We'll also type bs equals 4m, and status equals progress. I'll push enter, and this DD program will begin to write that ISO to our USB stick. After that, we can install Windows 7, baby. If you were on newer hardware, you could have just did this with Windows 10 or Windows 11. The world's your oyster. Okay, now it's finished. I'll meet you over at the computer and we'll install Windows 7. Boom! Back to our potato system, and now we have Windows 7 burned. Let me throw it in there. And boot up. So there we go. We'll boot into Windows, and we'll give this old computer a new OS, but a period correct one. Once fully booted in, we can just go down and install Windows 7. We'll go with all defaults. I'm going to click Advanced and Drive Options so I can kill that old installation, and I'll delete both partitions. Boom! Bam! Now I have all unallocated space, and I'll choose that to install my Windows 7 on. Let it finish up, Daddy. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, 'cause I grind through the... don't forget to take out the MediCat USB. Let's get this Windows 7 reboot, baby. So, using this method, we're able to take this old computer and give it the legacy OS that it came installed with, brand new. With that done, your computer like it was just out of the box. You can set up a new user account and boom, Windows 7 yourself to death. Or Windows 10 or Windows 11. All depends on your hardware, but remember, we're working with a potato. Fun! You can add a username. And a password. And just like that, you're fully installed and have a clean legacy operating software on your old potato. But maybe we want to take this to 2026. Shall we install Linux? I'll meet you on the bench. Okay, in order to burn Linux onto our USB stick, we're going to grab a Linux distro, and we'll look for one on distrowatch.com. And this time we'll use Balena Etcher to show how easy that is. Now normally, if I had good hardware, I would just go with Linux Mint and be done with it. However, since we're on a potato computer, I'm going to go down and use AntiX Linux. We can go right over to antixlinux.com. And one of the reasons that we're using this is they have a 32-bit installer, which is good for our hardware. So I can go over to ISO download and come down here and find my 32-bit installer. Grab that, baby. Okay, now that that puppy's done, we can go over to Balena Etcher and grab our file. AntiX, boom. We'll select our USB stick, 32 gigabytes, and flash AntiX Linux. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. Okay, we don't have to wait for it to validate. We can just click skip, and I'll grab this USB stick and meet you over on the laptop to install AntiX Linux. Baby, let's go. Okay, AntiX Linux in, and let's boot up. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, 'cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never
Okay, we can close down this menu, and I'll find the Install AntiX icon. Let's open that up. We can live dangerously. Escape! Okay, this should be a simple install. I'll click right through. Regular install using the entire disk, and we'll select our disk. Let's get this party started. Boom! It's doing stuff up here, but we can just click through, and we'll set up a username. TechHeart's good. We can select our time zone. And give us a username. That last one was a computer name. But it'll be all the same. TechHeart and TechHeart. That's about it. We'll finish up the install. Okay, is that it? I think so. We can click finish. And yeah, we're ready for a reboot. Let's get in to AntiX. I'll remove my USB stick, even though I don't know if I should have yet. Let's see if it works. Looks like it. Beautiful. Now we're cooking with fire. Even on this old potato, we're not using all of our resources. Let me get situated, and I'll dive on in either in a screen capture or zoomed in better for you. And we'll take a look at AntiX Linux on this old potato. Now this AntiX installation will be fast, even on this potato computer. If we open a terminal and run htop, you'll see we're only using like 10 to 15% of the CPU. And look at that memory, only 120 megabytes used. We've made this computer good again. I'll call that a win. Boop.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day.